Are we ready? All. We got some text here. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Yenanjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam jena Tasmai Sri Gurube Namah Sri Chaitanya-manovistam Sthapitam jena bhutale Swayam rupa kada mahyam dadati padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Kamalam
Надо остановить эту Facebook-трансляцию, сделать как было в прошлый раз. Он был отсюда.
Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana
А потом с Фейсбуком разберемся по ходу дела.
Sajivam Adaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitam Shyam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Is this on a Facebook or Zoom? Then you need to, can you send the text to the group that it's on Facebook and give the link? Otherwise they will be like, it's almost 10 minutes.
Is it the same link?
No. You don't have access, she has access. It's almost 10 minutes, they will be a little frustrated. You cannot send it. You're not admin. Your wife is sending. Yeah, because they are waiting there.
Yeah, can I send a message?
No, only admin.
We have to do quick. It's almost 10 minutes. You know, everybody gets really frustrated. Just give them the Facebook address. So the Zoom is not working. Hare Krishna. So we'll start where we left last week. And Hare Krishna. Oh yeah. Can you send the Facebook address to the WhatsApp group? Oh, this is Zoom? Oh, okay. All right. Then it's good. So today we are going to begin with some self-examination. When you join in Krishna consciousness and you are thrilled for some time, and you ever wonder, like, is there a platform or stage that I can come to where I don't have to worry about it, I'll keep going. It will be self-motivated. The inner taste, inner attraction automatically will guide me. I don't have to struggle. Is there a stage? Yes, there is. Minimum, we have to come to the Ruchi stage. It's not easy because your biggest challenge is not outside you, it's inside you, within you. It's called you are for yourself. But we actually for God, for Krishna. But because we are so long in the material world, we are looking for our own interest. I'm for myself. Whatever I do, it's me, the center. It's for me, for my future, for my children, for my this, for my that, for just me. It's a base. Now, of course, as a devotee, you can switch that to Krishna by relating everything to Krishna. That is Krishna's children, Krishna's wife. Krishna gave this girl in my life as a wife. Krishna gave this man as my husband. So you have to relate. And then possible you can get that stage. But if you don't, that is in English called lust, in Sanskrit called kama. That kama, what is the danger about kama? Kama is like you want to grow a beautiful flower, food in the field. That field is your heart. And kama makes the heart hard and dry. Nothing grows. You feel little happy, then you're not happy. You feel one day excited, then 2 days not excited. It's like a big turmoil. Always struggle, always struggle. What will happen after death? Am I going to get like a fully happy? Is it automatic? This question will come. And we had a nice session with Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj in our Sannyas college. A few things. This is one of the topics that he was emphasizing a lot. And so this is very important, that what we need is make our heart fertile. Fertile means where things will grow. Because naturally the soul's heart supposed to have a blossoming sweetness, beautiful flower, beautiful food, beautiful garden, everything. What does that mean? We are supposed to be very loving. We're supposed to be very kind. It is like a natural, it's not something artificial. Sweetness, kindness, lovely, just like they saw in Prabhupada. They felt, even though Prabhupada is an old man, but when he used to sing, everybody was feeling like you may say materially, like it was not a melodious, like a young girl voice or young boy's voice, but it was an elderly man. No, it was a very sweet, attractive, and they really felt it. I was looking the video of San Francisco Ratha Jatra. There were thousands and thousands of local. They never got exposed in their history or their family or anybody what is Hare Krishna society. But they all were drowning into ecstasy, chanting, dancing, and wild. And everybody, even devotees, were like so much enthusiastic. And they felt like, wow, this is much more higher than any experience they had with drug or anything. Is it possible? Yes. This is what Krishna consciousness is. That it is our natural condition to remain happy. How do we get this? That is the question. We have to develop a strong faith. And the root of pure love is faith. Therefore, one who has developed Shraddha is eligible for executing devotional service. And is certainly at the threshold of pure love. The word Shraddha includes trust, belief, conviction, determination. This all, you can, in different places, different way it is explained. So we discussed last couple of weeks many questions, and today's question we're going to start from, let's see, right here. What is the test of faith? The test of faith, how much you are focusing on surrendering to Krishna through your Guru. Well, if you are not aware what surrender means, because in America, in American language or Western world, surrender means when you are in a war and the other party are like forced to surrender or they'll get killed. That's not exactly what we call surrender in Krishna consciousness. Because when you talk to outside people, surrender means they say, okay, we give up. You become like a refugee in the other camp. So they give you protection, nobody can touch you. But that's not what surrender literally means in Krishna consciousness. It is our natural position, but at this moment, we don't feel that natural attraction because long time we are inmate in the material jail or prison. So we are accustomed of living separately from God and looking for my own interests always. But in spiritual Krishna consciousness life, when you make surrender, you'll find your happiness million times more than you could figure it out on your own. Brahmananda bhavedesha cheta prarabdha gunikrita naitam bhakti sukham bodhe paramanna tullamapi. You can multiply, Prabhupada translate 1,000 trillion times. You know what 1,000 trillion times? I don't think anybody knows. I mean, maybe you do, I don't know. It's just a number. What is trillion, 1,000 trillion? The calculator doesn't have. But that's a proper translated. That much happiness is natural for us. We have a rightful, but we have to come to that point to be eligible. It is not easy, but it is easy. If you just accept it and go for it, you'll do it. And if you like put a logic, argument, doubts, why should I surrender? How do I know I will be? All these things you put forward and your road becomes so long. So that's why it's difficult. So Prabhupada writes, we pass the test by understanding I am meant for giving service to Krishna. And despite all obstacles, continue to do my service. Never stop. So this is a symptom. Ask yourself. It is not the philosophy in the book. Ask yourself. Today you are sick. Are you ready to chant 16 rounds or you want to just lie down and sleep because you are sick? Well, I'm sick, but you're not giving priority to your spiritual life. You can be sick. Sometimes we misunderstand. We think we have to take care of our problem, then we'll go to surrender. You know, the process will take it. But actually, if we surrender, this problem already will be taken care. But mind will not allow. Mind will say, no, 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 you need to take care of your family problem, everything first. then you surrender. Because there is a misunderstanding that if you actually surrender, all other problems automatically taken care. But this switch, very difficult. Unless you have a good guidance, unless you have a good teacher, good association of senior devotee who actually doing that, difficult. I also came from that experience. I can see that. I'm not that completely surrender, I'm trying to surrender. I see that. Actually, it helps you much faster than all the logic. Otherwise, mind creates doubt, mind creates logic. That's why Prabhupada put very nice. He said, despite all obstacle, continue to do my service. Do you know Prabhupada had how much struggle actually? He went to look at the publication in Delhi, in India. One bullock cart going by, and the one bull like pushed Prabhupada and he fell in the drain. Well, nobody knew him. Those days he was not Prabhupada. He was just Indian sannyasi. Just you can see so many sannyasi, many places. It's not anything new in India. He fell, and one shopkeeper saw from very far, and he thought, I know that sannyasi goes off and on to their printing place and work. But why he fell, he saw that he fell, but why he's staying in the drain? Maybe he's resting, or, he was thinking like this. But Prabhupada was not resting. He was like not capable to get up. And so finally, anyway, it took like some time later. So you think like Prabhupada is Mahabhagavat, but he's expressing this kind of challenges by Krishna. It's not that if he never had any challenge, how do we know that how to overcome? So that's why he writes like this. He said, despite all obstacles, continue to do my service, never stop. That is how to pass the test. Means obstacle will come. Maybe Krishna will create it. How do we know? You read 10.14.8, those who are listening online. You read 10.14.8 in Bhagavatam, that how actually it has become too dark. It's like a little ghost or something. You have to make it a little light. You have like a little more light here. So that's how Prabhupada writes it. If faith is attacked internally and externally, what should we do? Faith means Krishna will take care. I'm praying, but I don't think Krishna hears me. This kind of thought within you, your mind creating. Maybe for Pran, Govinda or Maharaj, they are Krishna hears, but maybe I'm not a good devotee, that's why Krishna doesn't hear. This kind of doubt comes. So Prabhupada give a very nice answer. Sometimes we doubt our belief. And guess what happened? You doubting your belief, but then you believing your doubt. So my way of thinking, why not you doubt your doubt? Why you believing your doubt? You follow? No, put a logic. Really, when something happened, you ask this. Why I'm doubting my belief? Why not you doubt your doubt? Why you believing it? But that's how it is, because less of association, lack of association, good association. So it is very important. One of the keys in having healthy relationship, do not overvalue people who devalue you in relationship at least. If someone devalues you or our faith, generally it creates, like mind also does that, then do not overvalue their ideas. We should rather value those who value us. It is very important. So today's discussion was, why do I need faith? It's a very nice question, whoever created it. Because we live for love. Love can become all encompassing, all embracing only when we understand that Krishna is the supreme beloved. It's not that you cannot love others, but you have to always put Krishna as the supreme beloved. You can love your family, love your country, love your society, but so long you don't come to love Krishna inside, not satisfied, maybe temporary, 5 days, 5 months, something, disappear again. And also death is coming. Other day somebody asked a question, I don't know if I answered, that we are talking about if you have a faith in yourself without God is ignorant. This is in 7.8 in Bhagavad Gita, you can look at it. Rasam apsukunteya pravasnisha sishurjaya pranava sarva vedesu sabdakshe purusha nishu. Ability in man. Say he is a hard-working man. Now, who gets the credit when you are a hard-working man? Can you say? Me. That is called impotent. No, sorry, that is called ignorance. I mean, I don't mean to tell you. Because Krishna claimed, look at in Bhagavad Gita 7.8, Krishna says, when you see ability in man, some hard-working or genius or whatever, Krishna says, that's me. So you're not giving him credit, you're just taking yourself. That doesn't mean you don't take any credit. You say, Krishna is using me. Krishna is, I am an instrument of Krishna's mission. If you just take yourself the credit and Krishna says, I am that, you're stealing his credit. So who are you? Ignorant. Now there will be some kind of a also sometime even amongst devotees. Oh, Prabhu, God is everything. I'm nothing. Just they sometimes I hope they don't say, but sometimes they did. I know a person who said to me. I said, well, Krishna didn't say that either. Krishna said he has the ability in you. Why don't you just act as his instrument? Because if you just give him all the credit and you are like nothing, then he's also denying Krishna's intervening in you, using you. Everybody understanding point? So we have to use it properly. Yes, I have some ability. I can think because Krishna allowing me to think like this. I can do this because Krishna allowing me to do it. That is perfect. That is called Krishna's instrument. But if we become one of the two, it's not good. Everybody understood, right? Good. Now we are going to discuss that today's another question was, this is very nice. His Holiness Prahladananda Swami, he made a very nice comment on his expression to Srila Prabhupada's Besa Puja. He said, faith is the most important factor in the development of Krishna consciousness. It is said that process of Krishna consciousness is essentially about developing faith. And you know that famous verse, Jasya deve parabhakti jata deve tatha guru. Tashyata katita artha prakashante mahatmana. If you have a sublime, strong faith to Krishna and Guru, both. If you only just believe, because generally we see sometime in the temple there could be some senior devotee, nice, we don't care. We go to Krishna, oh very nice, everything good, walk out. Hare Baba, the same Krishna in the heart of that devotee, you could actually approach the devotee, you can actually have an answer from Krishna through him. That is called intelligence. You follow? So when we develop a strong faith to devotee, advanced devotee and Krishna, equal level, Guru and Krishna, that time the essence of all the spiritual understanding, realization will reveal in your heart. But it is difficult. Majority devotee will go to Krishna, but they will not go to devotee. Or there could be somebody fanatic, Guru fanatic. My Guru is everything, don't care about Mahaprabhu. That is also bad. You follow? There has to be a clear understanding. So what is faith? In Bhagavad Gita 2.41, when you go home, you can read it. Srila Prabhupada defines faith as an unflinching trust in something sublime. Do you know what is sublime? Sublime? Sublime means, like for an example, if something like hard, very hard, you have to crash it and make it like a little bit softer, semi-solid. From hard to solid to semi-solid, then to like a smoothie, meshy, and then you dry it, and then it comes to dry, completely evaporate. This whole process from hard to evaporation without going through whole process is called sublime. Prabhupada used the word, very heavy understanding. I thought I understood sublime before. I thought it was like sublime means like a very smooth, easy. No, sublime means Krishna consciousness is so powerful that if you really literally take it seriously, it can purify your heart without going through step by step. It can go transcend directly from whatever condition you are, most fallen or some fallen, whatever fallen you are, to the highest degree, to pure devotee, you can straight go if you take it with a strong faith. Easy to say, but it's difficult to have that faith. Sure. From now, please don't stop chanting. Can you do that all the time? No, thank you. Means you don't have that strong faith yet. But don't take it personally. I mean, like, sounds like I can do it, but you don't do it. Mahaprabhu says, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Always think of Krishna and chant. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, let's do it. After half an hour, oh, what's going on? This, for 1 hour discussion. Did you think of Krishna? Oh, no. So, it's easy, but it is not easy. So Prabhupada writes, but faith can be flickering or firm. Those who perform devotional service with material desires and motivations have flickering faith. Thus, beginners in devotional service may not be familiar with devotional techniques and may become distracted by materialistic pursuit and conception. However, such flickering faith in Krishna consciousness can become firm by following an authorized process under the guidance of experienced devotee. Lord Krishna tells us that if we are sincerely, patiently, enthusiastically, three things. What are those? Sincerely, patiently, enthusiastically. It's like almost opposite. Because you have to understand what Prabhupada is writing here. This is very funny. I mean, this is very wonderful. If you are too much enthusiastic, but you don't have a patience, you will become control freak. You will see sometime amongst us, somebody like trying to control. Why? Because they don't have a patience. But bhakti has to be all three. Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dharja. In Nectar of Instruction, it says all three. Even materially, if you want to have a good life, you have to have a patience. You also have to have an enthusiastic mentality at the same time. So this is difficult. And then if you have only patience, no enthusiasm, what will happen? Lazy. Either one is not good. There has to be balance. So Prabhupada writes it very wonderful. Lord Krishna tells us that if we are sincerely, patiently, enthusiastically, and with full conviction, try to follow the regulated spiritual practice, sadhana, given by the acharyas, he will give us the intelligence and purity necessary to advance in devotional service. Such a beautiful. When you go home, you can read it. Bhagavad Gita 2.41. If one is fortunate enough To get the association of devotee connected with Lord Krishna, one may become inspired to hear from them. This inspiration will create enthusiasm to follow the process of Krishna consciousness. Everybody understanding me? How do you get inspired in Krishna consciousness? I just read. I just said. You have to hear. Huh? You just came. No, that's not the answer. You have to. You have to hear. You have to hear every day in your house. You make it compulsory. 1 hour morning or 1 hour evening. You make it. I'm going to hear Prabhupada every day. It makes a habit. Did I do it whole life? No. But last many years, every day I hear, just a compulsory. And then it becomes a habit. If you don't hear Prabhupada for an hour, you feel like life is like a little boring. What is missing? What is missing? Because it's so tasty. After hearing for a while, and then you will find enthusiastic. You know, somebody says, how is it possible you can just get up at 1 o'clock every day? It's, I'm not getting up. It's automatically like it becomes a fire. You know, it's very like a joyful. Like if you are a hungry man, if you see a big plate of prasadam, how do you feel? I have to tell you that, Prabhu, when you are hungry, you should eat. No, you go automatically. Your attraction is there. Similarly, in spiritual life, you have to hear every day. And Prabhupada writes, without hearing, and enthusiasm will not come. Very interesting. At that stage, one understands the science of Krishna consciousness perfectly. Any doubts what one might previously have had will be seen as a bewilderment only. Ignorance caused by the Lord's illusory energy. In this way, progressive faith in Krishna consciousness depends on our interest in reawakening our consciousness of Lord Krishna. Everybody understand that point? You have love for Krishna. You don't have to worry about it. But you have to awaken in order to experience. It is there like a dormant, just like a liquidity. In Bhaktivinoda Thakur Jayavadharma explained, liquidity in the water is presence in the ice, but you cannot prove it until you take the ice out of the freezing condition to the normal temperature. Then you will see it slowly melts. So when we get conditional to constitutional, how do you get conditional to constitutional? Through cognitional. Cognitional means you are aware. You are striving for it. It's called cognition in English.
Что ты такое говоришь? Он меня
So
целый день
then,
бросил. Ну что, мне теперь опять возвращаться?
from
Так дается
conditional
тяжело,
to
получаю на пути.
cognitional, you come to constitutional, then you will experience, wow, I cannot live without Krishna. I want him. You will cry, you will dance, you will feel like a happy, joyfully performing service. Nobody has to tell you. You automatically going to serve other human beings to bring them close to Krishna, because you feel so happy. You will feel like a happy. In Bhagavad Gita 4:10, it's also another beautiful explanation Prabhupada gave. That Sri Krishna says that a soul under the spell and conditioned by the illusory energy develops three misconceptions. Three misconceptions you are born with. This is very scary. You can read it on the 4:10. I'm not going to discuss so much details because of the time. Now we are going to go to this question. How can we believe in an unseen spiritual world? Bhagavad Gita 4:10. Vitaraga bhaya kruta manmaya mama asrita bhava gena tapasa putam mad bhavam agata. That how you can get purified. So I remember, how do you believe in an unseen spiritual world? I remember few years back when I was introducing the business to my son, and I was I bought some gold, 4,000 some 4,800 something. I said, you know, I just bought this. He saw it. He's with me. I said, I see there is a $600 profit right here. Of course, it's in the gold. I got it, right? I paid the money. I said, I see the $600. I can get it in 10 minutes. If I just send it to somebody, they'll just send the money, $600. He said, how? I said, this is what you have to learn. So then he learned it. And then within 2 days, we did another deal. And so he's very successful in that sense. So then I'd say, okay, now you calculate, you learned how to calculate. Nobody's supposed to know, only you supposed to know. So he calculated what the gold price and everything. He said, wow, if we buy this at this price, we can make another $500. I said, yes, you can. So offer it. In the back, I spoke. So he went and he offered it, which is still higher than pawn shop or others. So he did, and he did it. And he was like so happy. You know, I could see that. You know, he's practically experiencing. So then he was like, wow, this is so easy. I said, no, it's not easy. You just learn the techniques and you have to wait. Your karma has to allow, Krishna has to sanction, everything is there. But you have to be educated about it. Similarly, what is required of us is our absolute attraction for serving Krishna. You must remember that. If you feel attraction to serve Krishna, then you can advance very quick. If you don't feel like to chant, you don't feel like to do any service. Because why? Because originally you are eternally as a servant. To bring back, if you feel, yes, I want to serve, I want to chant, I want to do the deity service, I want to cook for the deity. If you feel some service attitude, then attraction towards Krishna will develop. If you don't feel any attraction to serve, it is a dangerous disease condition. We have to be aware. Laws have no status there. In the beginning, they have some sort of utility. When one is little advanced, one should not care for them for anything. How do you get this? From the association of those who are already in that. Sometimes you doubt how do we know everything that exists? I mean, it's true, everything that we are hearing. Krishna is real and all this. You have to see or perceive through the association of those who are seeing the reality. And they are amongst us. In our movement, there are so many senior, sincere devotees all over the world, but you have to identify how to recognize them by the symptom. There are 9 symptoms that you can find in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But you have to be there in order to see the symptom. It's not like they have a plug or badge, I have this. No, you have to see it. Their day-to-day life, they are thinking how they live their life, how they serve Krishna, how they're constantly thinking like that. That is the only way. Rupa Goswami Pad says, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Moti. That is the only thing can guide us. What? Is our willingness, our desire to serve. This is so important. And if you find anywhere, anybody has a strong faith, you should bow down to that, get that strong faith. Anywhere you find somebody has a tremendous attraction for Krishna, you should immediately grab it. Rupa Goswami Pad says that anywhere you find that attraction for Krishna is there, just buy it, any price. Not physically, I mean, like materially, means you submit yourself how to get there. If somebody has a devotion, strong devotion, these are called real sadhu. Devotee has their strong attachment to Krishna. Proportion to their attachment to Krishna, the detachment automatically takes place. Do not try to make detachment separately, because then you may fall for a dry renunciation, and that's dangerous. Renunciation is not a product of this world. Renunciation is a product of internal potency. You follow? When proportion to our attachment to Guru Krishna and chanting, it automatically the detachment develops. You don't have to do anything. What is the proof? Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janati Asu Vairagyam Gyanam Chajat Ahetukam. Vairagyam and Gyanam both has to come. Bhakti Devi has two sons, a metaphor given, not a metaphor, it's reality. That Bhakti Devi has two sons. When you really do bhakti, then natural detachment from the, not from family or material world. It's not that, okay, this person, I'm a man, this is a lady. What is the attraction that I want to enjoy? You follow? It is not that that lady is making me attraction. It is the attachment I have. You follow? That's why in the beginning I said that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur make a very nice sweet point that this heart of every living entity, it's supposed to be fertile ground where natural love for God, affection for the devotees, mercy to the innocent public, you know, those things are naturally grows in the field, fertile ground. But the heart, when there is a selfish, self-centered, I am for myself, then it becomes dry. Dry land, you cannot grow anything. What do you need when you have a dry land? You need water. So we are begging mercy. What mercy? That Mahaprabhu has to give the mercy, then our heart can become fertile. But there is a little clue, something I learned from Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj. He was scrutinizing those Sanskrit words. He is very good in Sanskrit nowadays, I noticed. Maharaj said that that word, Hrideh, in the heart, this word that, I hope you have experience. If you have a dry little place, then, and or if you are a little thirsty, no, if you are a really big thirsty, you know, you are walking in a road and very thirsty, and you got like a little drop of water. You know what happened to you? Huh? You get more thirsty. If you have a dry land and little water just came from the rain or whatever little, that land become more dry. It needs more. Before it was already dry, but little makes it worse. So what is that means? We all in our Krishna consciousness experience, when we join, we get that. And then we feel like, I experienced that. My last greed, everything like coming more than before. I was like, was not there before. I was like a very peacefully going in spiritual life. But then all of a sudden, like a little mercy came. It's true. We don't have to deny it. Otherwise, it will be a lie. We have to be honest. The mercy came, but mercy makes it more dry. More dry means looking for your own. All of a sudden, lust, greed, anger, all this like pouring out. Like, oh, was not there before. What's wrong? I'm trying to surrender it. Because when some mercy comes, like you said, when you are very thirsty, you get little water, you drink it, one more, like it became worse than before. Like that. So it is very nice, the practical explanation. But then you beg, sincerely beg, then more mercy comes. And then it starts pouring shower after shower, after shower, after shower. When there's so many rain on that land, what happened? Eventually, it cracks and breaks it and then started softening. Isn't it? And then once it become like a fertile, oh, you can grow so nicely. All this beautiful flower, like love for God. Then you can grow some garden like affection for the devotees, respect to the senior devotees, equal to the other friend, and the compassion to the juniors, then mercy to the innocent publics. All these things naturally comes. 4 things manifest, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in Jayavadharma. So, end of this is faith is the firm conviction that by serving Krishna, all other purposes are automatically served. You have to remember this. You have to memorize that. Saddha Sabde Vishwas Kahe Sudhira Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kita Hai. If you cannot remember the sloka of Chaitanya Charitamrita, at least the English translation, the faith is a firm conviction that by serving Krishna, all other purposes are automatically served. How can we believe there is an eternal soul? That's another question. Now, I made some question that I gave to one Sannyas candidate, Ekalabha Prabhu. He's an American body, but he lives in India. So he edited and he put it his own way of making those questions. I said, nice, better, because my English is not so good. I'm a village boy. I'm still village boy, but it's okay. We can serve whatever we have. Oh, but one devotee had too much LSD in his life. I don't think you will understand what it is. I don't understand either, but we just hear it. LSD is a heavy drug. So he told Prabhupada, said, I took too much LSD. My doctor said I need to have some operation and do fix up. Maybe then I should come to Krishna consciousness, not now. Prabhupada said, no, don't waste a moment. Whatever you have, good, just use that. You go back to fix it and that is never going to. Prabhupada was so practical, and I'm glad he did that. He said just, and that devotee is still there. He's chanting very seriously and it's normal, everything. Prabhupada said, don't fix anything. You don't have to. Just adapt Krishna consciousness. So if you say, well, soul is eternal, how do we see it? How can we perceive? Read Bhagavad Gita 2.17. Esha anuratma chetasa veditebba. Jasmin prane panchada samvives. Pranesh chittam sarvam matam prajanam jasmin vishuddhe vivavati esha atma. Your intelligence, when it purifies, you can see the soul within you. Now, to be honestly, I could not see that before, but now I see that actually we are eternal. Indestructibility of spiritual reality, you can perceive. You see that I'm not going to die. Why should I be afraid? Whether it's a COVID-19 or whatever it is, I'm eternal. But I want to utilize the time, whatever I have in this body. But there is no fear. That disappears. I wish it would happen long time back, but there is always some time, I wonder, why can't I just see that I'm eternal? Why it happens? Actually, you can see, that's why that verse is there. And when you practice, keep on going, you see the indestructibility of spiritual reality. Now, what that do? You are progressing through your sadhana. And in this advancing in sadhana, will connect to Krishna and your consciousness become more spiritualized and your connection with Krishna become steady and strong. That time, even material insecurity, material insecurity, fever, problem, this, that, car accident, you don't have to name it, you can see it in your life even. I'm sure everybody has that in the material world. Even material insecurity can inflict us, disturb us, worries us. You can still enjoy the joyful security in Krishna. That stage you have to come. Then you see the road is clear. Struggle is there, but it is not going to pull you back or make you weak or stumble. So this is very nice. And another way also, but that's philosophy is not enough. You have to have a good sadhana. It says sadhu sange, Jagadananda Pandit in Prema Vivarta, end of Jaiva Dharma, you can find also, you can buy a Prema Vivarta online, Google's, I see the Prema Vivarta is there, translated only. Asadhu sange bhai Krishna naam nahi hoy, namakshar bahirai bate naam ko bunai. Jodi karbe Krishna naam sadhu sanga karo, bhukti mukti dure parihara. Very sweet. This is like a poetic, Bengali poetic. So Jagadananda Pandit, he was writing this, and Mahaprabhu wanted to talk to him. He said, no, I don't have a time. Can you imagine? Mahaprabhu wants to talk, he doesn't have a time. because he's glorifying Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu doesn't like to see that. Mahaprabhu is like a very, shy. Why you write? He said, no, I don't have time. No, Joga, I need to talk to you. He said, no, I don't have time right now. I'm busy. But actually he's writing about the glory of Mahaprabhu. So he wrote very good. So you have to remember this. Sound vibration can work miracles. What did I say? Sound vibration can work miracles. Sound has the highest capturing potency. You have to remember this. This Sabda Brahma, chanting Hare Krishna, has the highest capturing potency. Sound can make things manifest. It can do anything. It has such intrinsic capacity. It comes from the subtlemost plane. We have a grossest body. Who do you surrender? Holy name. Where is the holy name? The subtlest. More subtle than mind, more subtle than mundane sound. Hare Krishna. That's it. Oh, what was it? Where? You cannot trace. So that's why sometimes it's difficult. The holy name is Shabda Brahma, is the subtlemost. But if you keep on practicing, it will eventually, you will see it has its own realm. More bigger, more powerful than anything mundane you have access. But I'm saying it, until you experience it, it's difficult to convince yourself. But have some faith. Have some faith and it will take you there if you keep on going. How much power is there? You'll think how it can capture us. Like a blade of grass. We may be played by the current of that sweet sound in such a way that we cannot even trace out our own personality. We may lose ourselves there, but we do not die. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a whole song about it. That holy name, how it makes you completely forget about yourself. You're so happy, you just don't even know where you are, who you are. It's such a wonderful. You may think like, that's crazy. No, that's the highest happiness. It's so sweet. We may lose ourselves, but we do not die. The soul is eternal. Diving up and down, we are played by the current of sweet sound of Krishna's name. We are less qualified than a straw, a blade of grass. The Krishna sound is so big, so sweet, that it can play us in a way it likes. We cannot, you have to remember this line, we cannot begin to conceive how much power is in the holy name. When I say it's bigger than biggest, what did you get? What do you know bigger than biggest? You may think like Himalayas, maybe. I don't know what you think. Like we try to put it, some project, okay, bigger than biggest. It's like some big mountain bigger than biggest. Last is more powerful than anything else in this world. But last, you have to conquer it through bhakti. No other process will allow it. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, don't neglect this chanting sound vibration, which is one and the same with Krishna. Absolute sweetness and goodness, everything is there within the holy name. And holy name is representing itself to us in a very cheap way. Nothing is required to purchase it. You just have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what do we need? Sincerity. Sincerity, you understand sincerity? Everybody understands sincerity? Means no duplicity. Oh, I chanted but nothing happened. That's duplicity. You're thinking something to produce. Don't make Krishna, God, your servant to provide something. You have to go as a servant, not make him servant. So wholehearted, sincerely presupposes going to proper agent, a saint, and getting the holy name from him. You make sure when you chant, before you chant, everybody remember Ildar Prabhu, before you chant, think of Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj. Because you want to take initiation from him, think of your Guru first. Don't just put your hand in the bead bag. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, you don't have access. Go through your guru. Go through your guru. You follow? Go through your guru without uttering guru's name. Where does it say? Everywhere. I can quote some verses, those who are listening. Pratamastu gurum pujya. Pratamastu gurum pujya tatascheva mama archanam. Kurban siddhim abapnati hi annata nishpalam bhavet. Nishpalam. If you do not go through guru, your result, you will be not getting good. You will be frustrated, pain. Nishpalam means no good. I try to give it little good meaning, but Nishpalam here is said means you will not get any result. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also gave another. Agre Guru Puja, Pare Krishna Pujan, Guru Deve Krishna Prasad Samarpan, Guru Aggalaya Sada Pujive Jatane, Guru Shmariya Krishna Polive Vadane. Even when you take prasadam, make sure you offer to Guru first. Well, it's natural. No, you think, did Gurudev eat? Okay, good. Now I'm taking his remnants. Think like this. You follow? It's a very meditative. Then you'll see the effect. Anything you do, chant. You chant, first you Guru. First you Guru, then Panchatattva. Without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's involvement, do not chant Hare Krishna. It will take million life. But with Mahaprabhu, one life. It's by his mercy. Okay, now is the question. It's 7:30 already, 1 hour is more. We'll try to finish this very quick. How can we believe that an apparently limited marble statue is the unlimited God? It's a very nice question, isn't it? Maybe you all are advanced, but sometime it came in my mind. Really, this marble deity is the embodiment of all consciousness, everything, the whole creation, material, spiritual, everything in his body. Wow. So few verses to focus. I'll take it just few minutes to finish that. Angan, Prabhupada so mercifully, Srila Prabhupada introduced these mantras before you take darshan. When you're seeing the deity, what do you think? Are you seeing the deity? Yes? Huh? Okay, but from tomorrow, don't think you can see the deity. Change your thought. Prabhupada did not say, nobody said that. Angani jasya sakalendiya vritti manti, pashyanti panti, kalayanti chirang jaganti. He is seeing you. He is allowing you to see him. You are not seeing. You have to think like this. Then it is proper. When this advocate went to see Jagannath, and Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says, where is the disabled? He just got initiated. He said he went to take darshan of Jagannath. And Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said, oh, he went for eye exercise. You know eye exercise? I don't know. He said eye exercise means these eyes when you see the deity. Means you see by what you hear from Guru and Krishna. Their mercy, the deity going to reveal himself or Radha Krishna together to us. We don't have the power to see. Try to understand this concept. This is not some artificial faith. This is genuine. If there is no light right now in this room, can you see me? So light, even light is there, is not enough. Like he turned off the light, the internet could not see. The light has to reflect the object. Even light reflect the object is not enough. You have to have a perception to see it. The perception to see it comes from assertiveness, Sattva-guru. The senses to see, the eyes, the senses, active senses, knowledge acquiring senses, they are the product of Rajagun. And the object to see through the senses is Tamagun. Three modes are playing: to hear, to see, anything. I mean, literally, like I felt like to write about this practically, how it is happening. One time I thought of writing about this. And you see that everything is arranged by interdependent Paramatma. Paramatma produced this sun. From the sun, the electricity goes to the water. or the trees or anywhere you see any fire, any electricity, where they're coming from? From the sun. And how the sun gets it? From Brahma Jyoti, from Krishna. It is Krishna who is creating whole thing. And the interdependent is the super soul. Try to see super soul there in your life every day, every moment. Then you will connect it. This is one way to look at it. Then when you stand before, I'm going to say this very clearly. I really want you to pay attention. When you stand before the deity, your attitude should be, I am not seeing him. He is seeing me. Everybody follow? When you see the deity, you think, I'm not seeing the Lord. Because the light even is not coming by you. It is coming by him. He is arranging this. So you think, he is seeing me. This is the attitude he should be. He is the seer. We have to approach the transcendental world not as a seer. Can you remember this? Do not try to be a seer. Oh, I can see. This is illusion. But as we are being seen by Krishna, we are being bathed, cleansed by the ray of his vision. Can we understand this? More we see the deity, more we chant. By their mercy, they are purifying us. You follow? You think like this when you are in front of the deity. Don't think I can figure it out. Yeah, this is Radha, this is Krishna. This is some kind of a hallucination also. It is their mercy they are revealing and they are purifying us. We have to think like this. We want to be trained to find the seer in the sin. Can you write in your memory? You have to be trained. You want to be trained to find the seer in the sin. Means Krishna is the seer. You are not the seer. You follow? But the material mind will create, no, I'm seeing the Radha Krishna. No. Radha Krishna is everything. They are seeing you. If you can address like this, then eventually they will capture you. They will attract you. Otherwise, you don't feel that. We do it out of duty. You cannot sustain on duty. You have to sustain on love. Duty is okay. It's not bad, at least. But how long? There has to be. So you try to see the seer in the scene. Whatever the scene in the altar you see, you try to see the seer, Krishna. That he is causing this, he is seeing us. So deity is subjective existence. I am rather object to his sight. This is very nice. Oh, Krishna. Sorry, because we are 10 minutes late of the recording, that's why I'm taking 10 minutes. So there is a verse you can write, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya-lila 17.131. I'm giving it clearly so you can read it and go flourish more. It said, Nama Vigraha Sarup Tina Ekarup Tine Bhedana Hitin Chidanandarup. I chant this sometime when I drive or somewhere. Those verses are very sweet because you can memorize, okay, the deity, Krishna and his name, all three are one. There is no difference. You follow? This is how it says. But how to understand this? Now we have to have a faith. What is faith means? What is faith holding that this deity, Radha, Vrindavan, Chanda is everything? How to understand? There is no difference. Now, if you say, well, I am not so much completely convinced when I look at the deity that they are everything. Means impersonalism you have. Try to recognize your disease. Impersonalism means that God, Almighty God, smaller than smallest, bigger than biggest, in between is a medium size. Medium size is the most inconceivable attractive form. You follow? Smaller than smallest, we don't know. We are already smallest, but Krishna is smaller than us. And he's bigger than biggest. He's so big, we cannot, our eyes, nothing can see that big. You know, it's unlimited universe coming. So out of compassion, he created a medium size that fits our, like face to face we can see. Wow. That is His mercy. Such a most unbelievable. So now I'm going to say how deity manifests little bit. This is from Jaiva Dharma chapter 6. You can read that. I just picked everything just to make it everything graspable. Those in touch with divinity are all seeing, all knowing, subjective. Ignorant people ascribe objective vision to the higher plane. Everybody understands this difference between subjective and objective. I want to see you. You are objective to me. But I will be seen by you. That is subjective. Means you are powerful. You actually creating me to see you. Otherwise, it's not possible. So God is a subjective. You follow? When He wishes to show you His form, to show you mercy, you will be seeing this. You follow? This is like a shorter version. So always try to see Krishna as a subjective, not objective. There's a beautiful verse, Rupa Goswami Pad writes that nectar of devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There is a 64 Bhakti Anga. There is 81 Bhakti Anga. The essence of 81 is 64. And then end of these 64 is few chapters. 5 are the most important Bhakti Anga. And one of them is the deity also, worshipping deity. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathuravas, Sri Murtira, Shraddhaya Sevam. You already know those Sanskrit words. Sadhu Sangha is most important. Nama Kirtan, holy name chanting. Bhagavat Shravan, hearing Harikatha. And Mathuravas, or you live in a holy place. It can be your home, wherever the Krishna Katha is going on, that's called holy place. Wherever service to Krishna is going on. And deity worship. Deity worship should be there always. So these are the most important. Alpasanga, even little bit attraction to those 5 or any of those 5 can actually evoke your transcendental emotion towards the Lord. Bhakti does not sustain, we discussed other day maybe, Bhakti does not sustain on tribulation or mental emotion. Bhakti sustain on conviction, determination. And how do you get conviction? From inner connection. When you chant in a humble state of my Lord, please accept me, please accept me. I know million life I was not serving you. I'm just drowned into this. Please, when you appeal like this, you calling. When we are chanting, what we are doing? What is chanting means? We are calling out the Lord to accept us, allow us to serve Him. So this is beautiful. I'm going to read a dialogue between 2 personalities. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in Devidharma. Devidas, the Sri Murti forms are sculptured by man from matter. Sounds like from Jaipur, somebody just carved it. How may one see them as absolute and eternal? Very good question. Lahiri Mahasaya, actually that's his father, who became a Vaishnava, and they're confronting because son likes smarto idea. And so he's answering. Sri Murti means the deity worship of the Vaishnavas is not same of impersonalists. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is positively not in the Nirakar Brahman. Nirakar Brahman means, yeah, God is there. It was very funny. 30 years in the movement, one devotee, I won't say the name because they are wonderful devotee, but some doubt is lingering inside for a long time. So one day told me, actually when Krishna comes here, he takes the form and comes here, right? We're not saying he takes form from the material nature. I say, yeah, he comes. But when in the spiritual world, like nothing, like empty, right? I said, no, that's everything there. Here is nothing. Here is like we are all imposter. I think I'm a man, I think I'm this, but we are not. It's just and then he says, oh, I thought it's like I said, you must be hearing from somebody, not authorized. And then The spouse says, yeah, we were listening Kripalu. I said, yeah, that's what you get. This is so poisonous, so poisonous. They think that the form, God's form and Leela, everything here, when he comes, he does Leela, all this. But when he leaves, like nothing there. This is exactly the opposite. And mind will trick you. This material nature, that's how she tested. She tests you. Yeah, maybe there is nothing. It's very dangerous. This is what it says. So it says that Nirakar Brahma, formless Brahman, he is Satchit Ananda Vigraha, embodiment form of eternity, absolute knowledge, and transcendental bliss, endowed with all potencies. This is Sri Murti for Vaishnava worship. At first, the form of Bhagavan appears in the spiritual consciousness of the devotee. I really want everybody to remember this. Whole life you have to remember this. How the deity actually manifests. Not like you go and buy from a shop and you put it on the altar. That's it. That's not deity worship, deity manifestation. Something look like Krishna is not Krishna necessarily. You follow? This is very important. So first thing, that our consciousness has to be purified. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur very nicely he explained. Sri Murti, at first, the form of Bhagavan appears in the spiritual consciousness of the devotee. You follow? Then it's reflected within his mind. If whatever I have on my face, in the mirror, what the mirror will show? Same thing. If I don't have a tilak, will mirror show tilak? No. Try to understand this. In our consciousness, if it is spiritualized, spiritualized means attraction for service. You remember in the beginning of the class we said, if you feel like to chant, if you feel like to hear about Krishna, means you are advancing, you're spiritualizing consciousness. And if you don't feel, means your consciousness is something blocking. You are eternal, a conscious being, but your consciousness is not purifying. Everybody is with me? Okay. So it says, first thing Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that it will appear in your consciousness, means it will reflect. How it reflect? In the mind. When, so the heart and the mind, what is the difference? Mahaprabhu says Cheta Darpana. This is heart. When it reflects on the mirror, that's called mind. It's the same thing but two different manifestations. Everybody understand? You can only notice when it reflects on the mind. What is in the heart you can see, but it has to reflect on the here, then you see it. Like you know how you look, you cannot see yourself. Can you see that? So you go to the mirror. Oh yeah, I look like this devotee, I have a dress, kontima. Okay, very good, I'm ready to go. Generally we do that, no? I'm sure, I hope you do that. So first thing manifest in our consciousness. But when consciousness reflecting on the mind, we feel the attraction. That means you are going in a first stage, then to the next stage. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Bhagavan is, the Sri Murti is then constructed according to that vision of the devotee. And through that potency of bhakti, Bhagavan is attracted to manifest his Satchidananda form from within Sri Murti. So that time you see the beautiful form within your heart. You follow? When you have that Murti, your karma, your previous life, all the bad reaction, everything finished. In case somebody may challenge or question, I give you a quotation. Where is this from? Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yani jnana yoge kariya jatane brahmara sakshat kare, brahma sakshatkar aprarabdha karma sampurna jnanete hare. Kintu he naam tavaspurti hole ekanti janera haro. Prarabdha aprarabdha kichu nahi thakir bede gaye barabar. These are the evidence that Rupa Goswami Pad wrote that beautiful glorification of holy name. That once it manifests in your consciousness, all your karma, everything will be finished, burned out. You are literally out of this world. That doesn't mean you will die. You will be still in Alachua or wherever you are, but you will be liberated. You follow? You are not connected with the material world. You are like a lotus leaf on the water, but you're not part of the water, but you are in the water. So something like that. Prabhupada said, not coconut shell is separated, you can see moving. It's not connected with the shell, but it is inside the shell. So it's like we are in the body, but we are not attached to the body. You will feel there is a mystical happiness in spiritual life. It happens. I hope it happens very quick to all the devotees in Alachur. I mean, all the devotees who are wherever they are. Then, when it happens, then you go to temple. When you go to temple, there is a Nishingadev deity, and you say, "Oh, my Lord, you manifested here, Nishingadev." Automatically, what happened when you think like this? You don't see as Nishingadev. You see your Lord Krishna took the form of Nishingadev. This deity in your heart and the Nishingadev, they communicate, they commune. You follow? That time, if you offer something, that deity will take it from you. Everybody understand my point? There's a gradual progression. So let's look for that. At that time, you literally can invite the Lord, and here is the deity somebody made. You can see, my Lord, please come. From your heart, you invite him and offer the flower, bhoga, everything, the Lord will take. And that process you can go through, that's called prana pratishtha. Everybody understand? Not like you buy the statue and put it in an altar, that's it, this is the deity. No, this is not how it is. Okay, this is the shorter version. Okay, I'll finish in 9 minutes. I was planning of finishing that very quickly. Maybe I'm going too much explanation. There's some few fear. I put some reference in. It was not my intention, but I thought, why not? In case if you don't bow down to the deity, you will see somebody else in your life. It is 6.3.29. You can read it. If you don't bow down to the deity, you will see somebody else in your life. You never want to see that man, but you will see for sure. You figure it out. Jamadutas. This is it, that's how. I can read the whole thing. Jibbana Bhakti Bhagavad Guna Namadhyam Chetasana Nam. That means those who are bowing down to the Lord, they never have to see Jamaraj or Jamadutas. This is Bhagavatam 6.3.29. You can read the big purport Prabhupada gave. That how much we are actually inviting the devotee to bow down to the deity. At least you save from going to hell. Okay. Then I'm not going to tell those stories, but you can read it in case if you think that how the marble deity is the absolute truth. Read the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 5.80 and read the whole story up. When the Brahmana says, my Lord, he has a strong faith. The other Brahmana took a bow in front of you, but now he's denying because in Vedic culture, whatever the bow they take in front of deity, they believe that deity is a witness. That's it. No need anymore. So then the other Brahmana, they say, nah, where did they take bow? In front of deity. No, I don't believe. Then his son says, okay, if the deity can give the witness, we will do it. So then Sakshi Gopal's story. Then he came and he told the Lord, my Lord, we took bow in front of you. You are a witness. Please come. It's a long distance, about 1,000 miles walking, but we have to come. I don't know how to go, how to take you there. You have to come there and give a witness. So the deity started talking. He said, nobody ever heard deity give witness. He said, if you can talk, you can walk. So then Lord could not say anything. Okay, I guess, yeah, I do. All right, but make sure if you rest somewhere before you reach, I'll stay there. So he's like, and then he walked. Lord walked all the way. So you read the story that how Supreme Absolute Deity, Supreme Absolute Truth in the deity can reciprocate in your house. There's another story of Mother Sochimata and Nimai. Every day ate to this bulb or little deity. Every day. And then Raghunandan Thakur that ate the whole prasadam thali. These are like beautiful. I collected so many pastime actually last few days just to understand. It's for me also. That deity had a conversation with Raghunandan Thakur. Govinda Thakur says you have to eat, and he didn't know that how to offer the bhoga. His father said to offer. He said, make sure I'm going for a king's job. It's very important. It's very important that you offer it every day. So he went and he's standing there and he didn't know how to chant the mantra or anything. He didn't learn. He said, please come and eat. He put a asham, sit. You know, we don't just put a plate. We put a asham, we put a table, water cup, and like this. Just like he's a person. So he said, please eat. So after a little time, he's not eating. What's wrong? Why you are not eating? So he's talking to the deity. And he's really like a personal level. I like Indudumna Maharaj. He says because his disciple is the minister of deity department in ISKCON. So Maharaj asked him, say, what is the things I need to learn? He said, Gurudev, first thing that Krishna is a person. So in a list he gave. It was like he said it was very nice. I liked it. It was very interesting how you think. When you come to the deity, first you think, it's a deity. It's a person. You know, person means they have a preference. They like something, they don't like something. Just don't do whatever you think you want to do. It's a person. What he likes, give him what he likes, not what I think. Because generally when we go to the deity, we think that he prayers to solve my problem, but we don't really treat them as a person. But if you treat a person, then it's very nice. So anyway, that conversation was that Raghunandan Thakur says, why you're not eating? Then he started crying. Oh, because I don't know how to offer it. My father told me to give. My father has so much love for you. He really wanted me to offer you. And he started crying and crying. And it made deity to talk. He said, don't cry anymore. I'll eat, I'll eat. So okay, eat. Then he ate some. He said, you didn't finish. I gave you the whole plate. He said, well, generally, I eat half and half you take, your family has to. No, when my mother give me food in the plate, I finish the plate. So he gave a logic, whatever experience he has with his mother. So the deity said, okay, I'll eat. And then he ate the whole. So these are real story happen in our lifetime. You know, we should meditate on this. Then even his mother would not like accept it easily. He said, where is the Maha? He said, Maha, what do you mean Maha? Because he didn't know that every day they do this. This is the first time happened in his life, he's offering. He said, no, I mean the prasadam from the, well, you want me to feed the deity, deity ate. I know deity ate, but where is the Maha plate? This is the plate, but this is empty. Where is the Maha prasad? He said, mother, the deity ate. So, okay, she ultimately waited for the husband to come, the father to come. And then he was testing. He saw the innocent child. You know, when the child speaks, you can see they're not making a story or lie. So then he said, wonderful. Maybe can you offer one laddu to him? And that deity, when you go to India, Mayapur area, you tell somebody to take you to show the deity. You can go there. I don't know exactly how to go, but you can go there. I remember a long time back, I went with Jagataka Maharaj one time, that's all. Long time back. So then he gave the laddu and he told the deity, please eat. And now he already had this experience. So then Gopinath, he took, the deity name is Gopinath, he took the laddu. He's about to eat and his father was watching from the hiding place. And he just, ran into it. Wow, you are eating, because he never saw this before. And that laddu is still there in the hand of the Gopinath, because he stopped eating now. So the deity will reciprocate with your relationship, how you respect and treat them. Okay, because of the time, I'm going to end in 1 minute. You can read about Jarabharad with Kali deity, how Kali came out, burst out from the deity. And then Gauridas Pandit is a famous story that Gaurnitai, two sets, changed so many times. DT started walking. They said, no, you cannot go. You have to stay here. Then the other Gaurnitai started walking. Wait. Then he forgot which one was the DT and which one is. So these are the beautiful pastimes that we can understand. The DT is the supreme absolute truth. So we'll begin next week where we end here today. Anybody has any question, comments, reflection? What is those? These are like little dabs. Somebody has a question or anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Really? Wow. Krishna can create anything. Krishna can manifest anything. So we'll end here and then we'll start where we ended next week. We'll just check 1 minute. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Guru that a chat or some?
Yeah.
Can you read it?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for nice narration. Can you please share details on the deity that ate the prasadam? Where in India?
This is this is documented. This is also recorded in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Some hint. There is a family of Raghunandan Thakur. Mahaprabhu asked his father Mukunda that who is the father. So the verse goes, "Ja hoite Krishna pai sei Guru hoy." And who is the son? He said, wherever you get Krishna, he is the father. So Raghunandan was the son, but they call him father because he actually brought Krishna in their life, that who reciprocated. So you can put this chat is available on the, we can see that later. You can put in your email and the name, we can send you the whole story. Because we ended now, so that otherwise it will take again.
That was from Rohinandan Das.
Okay. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Bol, Vancha Kalpatarvishti Kipa, Sindhu Devata, Patidanam Pavanito, Vaishnavito, Namo Namo.